Hi everybody, and welcome back to Pain-Free Creations, Coaching and Conversations, where we do all three in a short amount of time. I'm Aubrey Payne, and today we are going to talk about the lovely engagement tool called Nearpod, which happens to be my favorite tech tool to engage my own students. Specifically today, we are going to be looking at some of the newer features that have been added to Nearpod. So kind of an update to my past videos. We're going to kind of check out the new layout of the website, some new activities and content that we can add to our lessons, and some things that students can do and teachers can do in the middle of a lesson. So if you are familiar with the old Nearpod and the past layout and all of the stuff that I've talked about in my past videos, this might be a good video for you to watch to get up to date with what you can do now. The Nearpod 2025 update. Let's check it out. Anyways, so the first thing that we're going to do is look at the layout of the website. So it's completely different than what it used to be. We have over here on the left still all of the organization. There's a few new things on here. You have subplans, you have 21st century readiness, social studies, and then you have teacher resources here down at the bottom. This has always been here, but it's never been out in the open like that and easy to find. So if you look here, you have your lessons. So these are all my folders of organization and then ones that I haven't put in a folder yet. So when I go to create, it looks different now when you click on the create button. So we have some choices now. We have create a lesson from scratch. And it even says they have AI available. You can upload a lesson that you've made on PowerPoint or on Google Slides. And you can explore the library, which you can also do just by going over here. And then you have the Google Slide add-on that I talked about in one of the other Nearpod videos. So I'm going to go ahead and click create a lesson from scratch. Okay, so see, it already looks different. So you can add content and activities, add a quick slide, upload your own files, create a quiz. So here now we have the introducing AI create. Instantly create a multiple choice activity or a gamified time to climb quiz with the power of AI. Got it. Okay, so there's some new features also at the top. We have share, meaning that there are people who can contribute into making this presentation. You can preview it before you present it to the class, which of course highly recommend. And then of course your save and exit. So if you look over here to your left, these are where all your slides are. So it looks more like a Google slide. So you can access all of your slides right here to the left. So you also have where you write your title. So I'm just going to write update example. Now I'm not going over everything that I've covered in past videos. I'm just going over the updates. So starting, let's do a quick slide. So here, there is over here to the right, which looks basically the same as what I've gone over before. You can pick just like an easy layout. They have some more options now. You get a nice notebook, piece of paper, all these, but you can also make your own. So if I go over here to background, I can put my own background image. So when I click background image, I do this a lot for my lessons to make it look cute. All I can type now, let's type reading background. So when I do that, there's just a bunch of different backgrounds that you can pick for your slides to make it look nice. So I'm just going to pick one. We'll do this one. So then automatically my background is this. And you can change your background around over here and decide where you want it. And so then these let's see. These are the same. You type your title. I never really like using these, but you can. You click and you type. I like to delete them. Okay. So then you can go ahead and you can add a GIF. So like I will type in, I try to do funny things that the kids will laugh at, like SpongeBob reading. So I can get a nice laugh when they see something that they recognize, or the fact that Squidward is on an ice cream cone. So like I might have this, and then the objective at the top. And so then if I want to add a text, I can just click the T button up here, stretch it out as long as I'd like, and then I can change my font. So there's lots of different customizing options now from when I've done a Nearpod video about creating last. Definitely worth a little preview. So I can read grade level text fluently. Like I said, I always like to do an objective. So that would be creating a slide. I need it to be here. I need you to be centered. Thank you. Okay. So all the editing stuff here, and it tells you when you hover over it. So if you don't know what a tool is, just hover over it and it'll tell you. You can add audio, add a video, add a background, add an image, add shapes, change your page layout. Then there's my slide. So if I want to add another slide, I can click Add New Slide. And it can tell you also options here. So I have that one. So now I know how to edit and look at the updates for a slide. I am going to add, and now it is organized differently. You have slides. We went over that. And if you look on the right, it gives you detailed information and key features for each content added and the activities. So slideshow, all the same. Sway, we went over. Upload slide, you just add your own presentation slides, images, and then just audio. So let's see. So if I go to, okay, so all the same here, interactive. So you have video, same thing, web content, BBC videos. So here's a new one, brain break. So instead of having to open up another tab and have the kids put their technology to the side so they can do a brain break, you can incorporate it into your lesson for you so that you really don't have to do much. So if you look over here to the right, it says choose it from a variety of videos and give students the mental breaks they need. So sometimes if your Nearpod lesson is going to be longer, it's always good to have a little brain break in between. So if I select add, I'm going to get a slide now that is a brain break. So now I can pick energize, do I want it calm, and you can organize also by grades. So again, I always just choose second because that's the grade I taught the longest. So here we go. Let's see. My son, he likes the floor is lava. We'll go with that. You can also click on the right for a preview. So here we can see the brain break. Okay, so now we have our brain break. If you don't like that video, once you see it, you can click change video here in the bottom right corner. So then now I'm going to add a new video, or I'm sorry, a new slide. And I'm interactive, nothing new that we haven't talked about. Now I can go down to activities. So we have some of the same stuff still, quiz, multiple choice quiz, we had that. We did draw it, we did fill in the blank. The memory test is just a memory game. I didn't really ever use this one much just because we are not working on skills of memorizing cards and where they are, but that would be like a fun, also maybe even a brain break in between things if you just wanted to give the kids some time just to practice their memory skills. Time to climb. If it has AI, you'll see the blue stars here, and that means that it can help you create whatever you need. So the new one for the quizzes and games is drag and drop. So I used this one a lot immediately when they made it. So drag and drop. Activity that allows students to sort and order images and text sequentially or thematic groups. So you can sort into categories and charts. You can add custom backgrounds and media to prompt, sequencing sentences and paragraphs, labeling diagrams. So if I add this, again, you have a place to type your instructions. You also have a place if you need to record your voice for some of your students, record yourself reading the instructions. You can have an anchor chart, an image, a video, anything you think your students might need. So over here, I have AI if I wanted to use AI to help me create, which I might click that in a little bit. So I might say, trying to think of what I've done this activity for. I know I have done it for labeling times on a clock. I've done it with money. Okay, so label the diagram correctly. Okay, so then I might go to images to see if I can find an image that I would like. So I could do, and this is also, you could do it for your alphabetical order activity that we did for fill in the blank. You can now use it for your drag and drop. $1. You can change the font, I'm not too picky right now about it. You can change the color. I'll just change it. If I click advanced, I can do even more additions to my text. So again, you have your symbols if you're doing something math. Okay, so I have $1. I'm gonna move it over here. Then I'm gonna do it again. And I'll do $1 and actually I might do less. Let's do 50 cents. And then I'm just gonna make this quick. So I'm just gonna do one more for now. Then I do one that can't be easily given. I'm gonna do so 13. Okay. So I have these three. So then now I'm going to add an image. This is your drag and drop images. So I'm going to do, we're not going to do dollar bills. I want them to count the money with coins. So I'm going to type in penny. All right, so I have a penny. I'm going to make it smaller. And so I'm just going to put it over here for now. Done. Okay, so now my penny's here. So then now, I'm sorry. Okay. Now I'm going to add another one. I'm going to do, we've gone over nickel. So then I'm going to choose a nickel. Big, smaller. Done. Okay, then of course I'm going to add dime. You're going to be small too. And then I'm going to add quarter. And I'll let you say medium because you're larger. Okay, so I have my 3 coins. So now that's all I need. I want unlimited copies so they can use any different kind of coin, any kind of collection of coins to make $1.50 and 13 cents. So this is one way that you can do it. If you do not want to make your own, you can look at the activity banks over here, which I'll do in a second. You can also add a worksheet from if you go down here to the bottom, there is the add image and you can look up a worksheet if you rather do that. So sometimes I'll get my curriculum Go Math worksheet from the math book and I'll put it on here. And if there's something where they have to draw something in, I might add the drag and drop pictures here of the coin so that they can do it with me and count it with me. So I can see their work. It's really up to you. You can really get creative with this. You can do word sorts. You can label diagrams for science. Really anything that you need students to grab something from the side and drag it over. So let me save this. So if I want to preview it, I can go up here to preview lesson. I'm going to click this bottom slide here. I want to add another drag and drop so we can look at the options here. So now if I don't really want to make a new one and I just prefer to see if they have one already for me, I can click here, go to, I did sight words. Also, there's alphabetizing, which is what we did before. You can also, this looks like they have some syllables. So I'm just going to do high question words, rhyming words. Okay, so I'm just going to click high frequency words. So now I have high frequency says complete the sentences by choosing. I didn't have to make anything. It was already made. So that's always nice. And then they can drag and drop the sight words that go in the blank. Okay. So then also you have AI here who pops up to help you out. I don't need him right now. Thank you. Okay. So now I want to add another lesson or an activity. Gone through these. So collaborate board, poll, open-ended. So I've gone over now all of the newer activities. Drag and drop is the main one. So now I can exit out of this and I can save it. Okay, so now I'm just going to quickly show you some of the features as you're teaching and then quickly show you the student features and we will be done with this video. So when I'm ready, I'm just going to click teach. So again, you have the choice live participation or student paced, meaning that they complete this on their own, moving the slides on their own. Live participation, the teacher controls everybody's slides and everyone goes at the same pace. So I'm going to do live participation. And then our choices, we have our code here. We have copy link, email, Google Classroom Remind, or Microsoft Teams. So these are the new things. Hand raising. So that was never an option at the older Nearpod. Student reactions was never an option. You have the co-teacher link. Again, I've mentioned that's if you have another teacher doing the lesson with you, you guys can both change the slides on the same lesson during the same time. So you both can facilitate the lesson. So I'm turning hand raising and student reactions on because those are newer. Then I'm going to start the lesson. So here's our slide. There's SpongeBob. If you look here at the bottom, we have the same things here. We can change the lesson at any time to student paced. You can hide student names and answers. And then you have the participants who's logged on. Then you have here, you can annotate. So the students can see what you're writing on their slide on their iPad. So that's something cool. You also have the text, highlighter, and eraser. So I'm going to close my annotation and then it erases. But the students can see you do it when you're annotating. So then you have the whiteboard. So this is another thing to show the kids. So let's say they need an example. You can do an example or they need a sentence stem to help them answer the questions in a complete sentence. This is basically a whiteboard for you to guide students in the middle of the lesson. But I always just go to student pace when I can toggle over to the right. I usually end up just doing that. So you can add an activity while you're teaching. If you think that you want to add something real quick, you can add those. And if you look here, there's a true or false. So if you want to ask a couple true or false questions really quick into your lesson, you can add these immediately in. Then you have brain break videos. So if you didn't add a brain break into your lesson, but you see that the students are falling asleep or they are getting antsy, you might want to add a brain break right now. And so you can click the brain button at the bottom and go ahead and immediately share with the class the brain break. So again, you can choose how the sound goes. You have your toggle here so you can switch between student and teacher to see what it looks like. And now I'm going to show you what the student side looks like. So let me So as a student, I have some new options. So I've always had my immersive reader. But then now I also have a place for notes. So I can send notes to my email, to Google Drive, to OneDrive, if there are notes that I want to save. So I, at the bottom, have raise hand and reaction. So maybe we're in the middle of a lesson and I want to raise my hand because I have a question. I can click raise hand. And that alerts the teacher that your hand is raised. So you can also, if you're wanting them to slow down because the teacher is going too fast, you can click the slow down button. And then on the teacher screen, that alerts them they want you to slow down. Same with repeat. You can also do reactions. Again, these are optional when you're on the teacher thing. Before you start your lesson, when you're on the teacher view, you can choose if you want the raise hand and reaction options. They're also in the class, so they can literally physically raise their hand as well. So it's really just your preference, and if there's some expectations you need to lay out before you start with these, because, I could see the reactions getting a little crazy. The other thing that's new is the Open Notes Navigator. So this is where the students can do notes. So we have here and here, the navigator here. So any notes that they want to save, they can put here. When they're done, they can have it saved by over here. Move my notes. I have to choose a method of how I want my notes saved before I can start writing notes about what I'm learning on the slides. Same thing here. You have the code, your notes, and exit. So then wait for the teacher to move the slide. So again, here's it. Eyes up front, the video play on your teacher's device. Okay. Nothing new. Drag and drop. Here we are. Here's everything that we've done. Drag and drop again. And the lesson is done. But I just wanted to let you see these newer additions to these slides. So I will now exit out of here. It has been alerting me about some new updates that are coming to Nearpod. I am going to test those out, and of course, I will be making a whole new video with the new additions that are coming to Nearpod. But I appreciate you watching. I hope showing you some of the new additions and updates to Nearpod hopefully have given you some excitement and something new to play with. If you are looking for more how-to and best practices and tips for Nearpod and how to facilitate it, how to create things, what ideas on using activities for different content, watch my other videos. They're on my channel. They're under the playlist Nearpod. You get a lot of good information from there. I also love when you guys share comments, share how you use specific Nearpod activities and content, and maybe what you would like me to make a video of next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again.